take off my...
You ready for San Francisco?
Yeah.
Why you want to act all bigger now? Why you want to act all bigger now because you're 18?
I'm not acting all big.
Huh?
I'm not acting all big.
No, you're still a little girl, right?
Yeah.
Huh? You're still a kid, bro.
Eric, can you grab my phone?
Okay.
You're still a little kid.
Okay.
Eric.
No, you're still a kid, right?
Yes.
Alright, making sure. Shit. Yo, so we officially in the Bay. I totally forgot to record, so I'm recording on my iPhone right now. But we're going to my aunt's house. We just finished going to my cousin's wedding. I think it was like a pre-wedding party. But we might go out with my cousin today. I don't know. Mystery girl said she with it. So I said, you know what I'm saying?
I didn't win anything.
Scratch! I got y'all working overtime. Scratch!
No. Dang, flop it.
We didn't win?
Nope. Wait.
So I guess we won a thing off the scratches, bro. They're not getting paid.
Thank you.
Okay, missing
The elevator to go.
Yo, man. What's the vibes?
Really? Why are you so...
Yo, we in SF with my boy.
Luis Ochoa, we out here with my boy Eric, showing him around. He's having a good time. He's having a blast.
Now you gotta show him the view.
Oh, we gotta show him the view. That's what. Yeah.
No, but this is like my cousin from SF.
Look, cousin from the Bay Area. I'm gonna let you know. Tap in with your boy. He knows what's up. He knows how to party. He's the man.
Hey, what's the difference from like LA and like the Bay though?
We got some swagger. You guys got the girlies. You know what I mean? But ain't nobody tripping about that. It's nothing but blood, family. My cousin out here, bro. And all we do is we party, bro. Hit me up. Bay Area 510 East Bay. We out here all day, every day. Hit him up. 213-323. I know there it goes out there.
I just wanted to get him because, yo, this is a cousin from like a minute ago. This is cousin from years. Well, he's my cousin, but I'm saying
We're like 10 years apart, but he keeps it real, so I'm gonna hang out with him, fuck with him every day, all day. He knows what's up. Show him the view, bro. Tap in with your boy, man.
How she get down, let me just tell her right now.
Yo, we back for podcast number I don't know what. This is a very spontaneous
On the spot type of podcast.
podcast.
3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's 3 o'clock in the morning. We're in San Francisco right now, so this is a long-awaited moment that for me, right? Cause this is my cousin, but he's been with me for like what? I mean, obviously you're my cousin.
Yeah.
You're my
So
cousin.
I'm older.
But it's
I'm
like
35 years old. How old are you, bro?
25.
25.
10 years, bro.
Yeah. So I was like 10 years old when I met him,
Yeah.
and ever since I met this guy, I was like, man, he's gonna be.
But we're gonna have to run through this podcast real quick because I think my camera's gonna die soon. So I want to run through that quick. Okay, so this is my cousin.
Everybody calls me Luis, bro. Like my full legal name is Jose Luis. You ain't got to know the rest, but
Yeah.
just call me Luis. It's all good.
You gotta know the rest,
You
man.
ain't got to know the rest, bro. Like I got like multiple last names and stuff, so fake social security's not playing. But no, I'm gonna switch out Jose Luis, but everybody just knows me as Luis and stuff. So I feel like that's how people know me. Like if you're my family, you're my friend.
Yeah.
Luis, that's the name. Yeah.
Yeah, no. So I really wanted you to be in the podcast because you represent. What's the profession? What you graduated in?
So long story short, I have a master's degree in psychology, right? Clinical psychology with an emphasis in marriage and family therapy. And so that's what I've been doing for the last 6+ years. And it's just, I guess I just wanted to talk to you guys about a different perspective and stuff, you know, like, so I'm all for it, you know?
Okay, so it's more like relationships or like...
Well, pretty much when, like,
friendships.
as a marriage and family therapist, you can do anything in the books. Like, everybody's part of I mean, most people, they get married, you know, so they're part of a marriage. But even if you don't get married, that's not your route. Anybody and everybody's part of a family, right? Marriage and family therapy. You're a son, you're a nephew, you're a brother, you're a sister, a husband, a grandpa, whatever, right? A great uncle. Even if you never had any kids, like, you could be a great uncle and you're still part of a family, right? Okay. And then, like, the cool thing about, like, that title is that family could mean anything, right? Like, you have a partner who you live with for the last 6 months, maybe 10 years, that becomes your family. And so we don't discriminate in that sense. It's just like, that's your family, right? Whether it be through blood or just kinship, like relationships, like, that's my partner, that's my uncle, like. So that being said, as a marriage and family therapist, we can see anybody and everybody in the books, you know, like.
No, yeah, most definitely, bro. Because I feel like a lot of the times, the people that do you the dirtiest is sometimes like the people that are blood.
Yeah.
But then it's like, then friendships do you dirty, and it's like at the end of the day, you gotta be able to identify like what's family and what's not. Like if somebody, even if somebody's been close to you for like a year, that doesn't mean that they're like family.
Well, the funny thing is that I always tell people that I know is like, you don't choose the family that you were born into, but you get to choose the family that you decide to create for yourself, right?
Exactly. Yeah,
so maybe you didn't like your family so much when you were growing up. Maybe they were not so good for you. You guys had differences and opinions. That's fine. But by the time you're 18, 20, 30 years old, and you know what? Like, you can no longer complain about what family you came from.
Exactly,
like, what family are you building for yourself? Like, I want that person to be part of my family. I want that person to be the parent of my other of our mutual kids or whatever, vice versa, right? Yeah. And then that's my family.
No, it's all about self-accountability. I feel like at the end of the day, if you don't have any self-accountability, you can't progress as a person. Yeah. So it's just like you're just living life, just being like blaming others and whatever. And it's just like at the end of the day, yeah, you were raised into like poverty or you were raised into like an unhealthy like family. But then at the end of the day, you at some point you gotta be able to identify and being like, you know what, I gotta take some self-accountability and what can I change? What can I do that makes my life just different?
Well, you know,
a lot of people don't see it like that though. They just want to stay stuck to that though.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, there's this terminology and psychology in the field. It's called biopsychosociology, and pretty much it's a theory that describes people, you know, and who we are and why we are who we are. So, bio from our biology, right? Like, I'm only 5'7" feet tall, you know. Maybe I wanted to be a basketball player, but hey, at the end of the day, I don't have the genes, my biology, to be 6'6", 6'8", and be a good basketball player, right? Then the psychology, then the sociology is like, okay, like my environment, you know. It talks about your environment, like where you're given the proper resources to be who you are, right? Maybe you were very smart, but you didn't have the opportunities other people had, and therefore you ended up being just a regular guy. But maybe you came from a very well-off family, right? You didn't have intellect, but you had all the connections. Your mom was the FBI detective. Your father was the judge. By the time you're 18, guess what? You already kind of have a job. You kind of just have to go and get the title from college and to get in the door, and you have all the connections ready for you to take on the world, right? So the sociology, right? And then there's like the psychology, right? The psychology piece is like how you take in certain experiences, right? So I'll give you an example, right? Like, and this is very true, right? Say you come from a very impoverished environment, right? At the end of the day, people who come from those very like adverse situations, where like there's really like no food on the table, mom's struggling, parents like they can't, they're fighting, you know, to make ends meet. And then you come outside and you're like, well, there's like, I grew up in a very like rough environment. You can say, you know what, I don't want that for myself, and I'm gonna do what I need to do and work 10 times as hard to get out of there and be very successful. Or you could just take it in and say, you know what, this is who I am. I'm gonna be the biggest thug in the neighborhood, and that's my.
But why do you feel like people like that though? Because it's like, I think at the end of the day, everybody knows it. Everybody knows that though. Like, putting in work, focusing, grinding, is gonna get you what you wanna achieve. Yeah. But a lot of people don't want to do that. But that's what I'm saying. Why is it that a lot of people don't feel like they want to do that?
That's what I'm saying. It's like a multifactorial thing. It's your biology, you know, like the natural attributes that you have. Some people are just born very witty, like very smart, very, you know, very athletic, very smart, very they just have like the natural drive, you know, to do certain things. So that's one piece, but it's only a third of the equation, right? The other third is your society. You can have the drive, but if there's really no work where you live, how are you supposed to make ends meet, right?
Yeah.
And then your psychology.
But it's all, don't you think that's all self-decision at the end of the day? Like,
that's what I'm saying.
Even if you're like in a place where nobody is doing what you're doing, or nobody wants to do what you want to do, if you simply just don't want to do it, you're not going to do it, though.
Exactly, and that's the third part, like your psychology. How you take in information. It's like, all right.
Let's take a shot.
Yeah, let's take a shot. It's like, you know what? I'm not very athletic, and I come from a very, like, adverse background. Well, I'm not going to go and try for the NBA, because that's not going to work out. But guess what? I'm going to open up a business and do something with myself, right? Or the opposite, you can say, you know what? I'm not very athletic. I can't be a professional athlete, and I come from a very rough neighborhood. Guess what?
Yeah.
I'm just going to be the biggest thug and say, you know, like, self-fulfilling prophecy. Like, I'm going to be a bad guy, and I'm going to end up, you know, like, dying in my neighborhood and stuff, right?
Yeah. But, like, in your professional psychology, what is it that, like, the best thing that you feel like you have learned? From just human interaction, from like guy to girl or girl to guy. Like, let's say, what do you think works best when it comes down to a guy approaching like a girl? Like, let's say if a guy really likes a girl, right?
All right.
How is it that you feel like, as a psychologist, how is it that you feel like it's the best?
Well, that's a really tough question, bro. Because
you can speak personal, but it's like also from like a psychologist like standpoint.
Yeah.
Because you understand girls and guys, so it's
yeah. Well, at the end of the day, bro, what I've learned is that at the end of the day, everybody's trying to make a connection. Everybody wants to feel welcome. Okay. Everybody wants to feel like they're able to be themselves without having to try, right? Okay. So I'll give you an example, right? You could be the hottest girl, the hottest guy in the neighborhood, right? And in your environment, right? Mm-hmm. And as a default, if you're a guy, you're gonna meet your match and like, oh, I'm the hottest guy, I'm gonna meet the hottest girl, right? But if at the end of the day there's no connection and you don't feel safe within yourself to be yourself who you really are without having to pretend, you know, you're not going to feel secure and be like, all right, this is not for me, you know. All of us go back to what we know, regardless of whether it's good for us or bad for us, right? So I'll give you one example, right? Like if you grew up in a house that was very loving and then all of a sudden you meet a girl and she's not very affectionate, whether she's the best girl in the whole world for you, you're like, that's not what I know, you know? Yeah, you're going to go for the girl who's very loving, even if she's not the best for you, right? Vice versa. Like, if you grew up in a very hectic, discombobulated environment where, you know, you see violence and domestic violence per se, right? Let's just leave it at that, right? Yeah. Even though that's not good for you, when you meet a partner who's really good for you, who treats you well, who's not willing to engage in those and that type of behavior, you're gonna be like, I like you and I know you're good for me, but something doesn't sit in well, and you're gonna find that one partner who engages with you in domestic violence and stuff because you go for what you know now, what's good for you, right?
Yeah, it's from what you know from like years of just trauma, not even trauma, just things that you know, right?
Things that you know.
It's like that you grew up knowing. But do you think that it's possible for people to really change, or is it just become a better version of themselves?
No, 100%.
Like, for example, right? Let's say like shorty cheat on you or whatever, right? Or let's say she cheated before you, right? A long ass time ago, like she cheated on every boyfriend, but all of a sudden she don't want to cheat on you.
Right.
Do you think that she could really change, or do you think that she can only become like a better version of herself? What do you mean with the better version of herself? Like, once she's a cheater, she's not gonna cheat on you as much. But she's not gonna cheat. But she's not gonna cheat on you like as much type shit.
No, I do think that people do you change.
Feel like they can fully change?
100%, yeah.
You think so? I disagree though. I feel like that's not true.
Why do you say that?
No, but I'm saying like.
So you mean like if a girl has to cheat on you like once, you mean that she's gonna cheat on her husband at the age of 30 and maybe 40?
But that's the thing, that I feel like a girl that's cheating in her early ages and going out sexually and being spontaneous with her sexual life, I think that for her to have a strong relationship at the age of 30, she's gonna struggle a little bit more than a girl that didn't do that like at an early age.
I don't know, bro. I feel that for me it's all about experiences. Like the more experienced you are, the less likely you are to do bad or misbehave like later in life, right? It's kind of like, I'll give you an example. Like, if you were to start drinking at the age of 18, but at the age of 30, if you didn't become a full alcoholic, you might be like, yeah, I've been there, done that. Like, I don't really need to have a drink every day of my life.
Yeah.
I don't even need to drink every weekend because I've been there, done that, right? So same thing. Like, I feel like some people who cheat at the end of the day, I mean, depending on what age, right? But say you have a young gal, young man at the age of 18, 20, 25, not married, don't have any kids, they're kind of just dating around. I feel that at the end of the day, they're just trying to find themselves, right? And that's very different from being 30 years old, or even 25, whatever. It doesn't matter at the age, you know? But you're married, you have kids, it's like, okay, like, now we're talking about different things, right? Not that one is better than the other one, but I feel like most people kind of go through that process of trying to find themselves. Who am I? Am I the loyal person who's faithful and he's going to do right by the other person?
Do you think that a girl finding herself, like, finding who she is should be done, like, sexually, though? Should be done, like, sexually? Like, let's say her doing, like, going out and doing her thing, or, like, it should be found, like, how do you think, like, it should be found, though?
Whatever works for them, bro. Like, whether that be sexually, emotionally, spiritually, like, you know, it's just part of the process, right? Yeah. Everybody has different needs, you know. What works for you may not work for me, right? And so, for instance, like, if I, at the age of 15, have to go through these different endurances or experiences to be the person I am today, good or bad, doesn't mean that you have to go through the same experiences to be who you are now. You see what I'm saying? Yeah.
No, I think, it works for everybody.
Yeah. Like one of the things about me is that I don't judge people by like what they did in the past. You could have been 20 years old and you were that person, but hey, guess what? You're 30 years old now, and for the last couple of years, you changed your ways. You're really mean. Yeah. You know, like, and that's okay. You know, like, I treat people for who they are now as opposed to who they were in the past. You know.
No, yeah, I feel like sometimes, like, though, in my case, right, like, let's say, for example, like, you date a shawty or whatever, and then, like, whatever, you are concerned to a certain extent as a guy, like, her past. Like, you don't want her to be, like, she was, like, OnlyFans and doing this and all, going all crazy and shit. Like, I don't think you would really want a shorty like that, though. Right?
Well, it depends, like.
Would you would an OnlyFans shorty?
No, I personally wouldn't.
That's what I'm saying.
I personally wouldn't. Yeah, it's like, no, I personally wouldn't. But at the same time, I wouldn't judge somebody for taking a girl.
No, it's not judging. It's not judging, but
no,
you already know.
No, that's what I'm saying. And whether I judge or not doesn't mean that they're shouting. You know, like, it's gonna, you know, do something inappropriate once they're committed to that person. You know Like, I mean, I personally wouldn't, but it's like, just because I wouldn't do it doesn't mean that, like, it's wrong or good or bad. It's just like, not for me.
Yeah, it's not for you. That's what I'm saying, though. Yeah. Like, it's like, I think that's what it is. A lot of cases, it's just not for you type shit.
Yeah,
bro. But did you see the fucking Donald Trump shit?
That was crazy, bro.
What do you think about that, bro?
I mean, I was in my so my brother had an engagement party today,
and
I was, you know, over there eating tacos. My kid got some, you know, some quesadillas and all of that good stuff. You know, my uncle came from LA. He was like, "Did you hear?" I was like, "Hear what?" He's like, Donald Trump got shot," and I was like, "What?" He showed me the video, bro. Like,
but you didn't even take a shot.
I gotta take a shot, right? But long story short, bro, like, I was watching this video in the middle of the party with, like, fucking mariachi on the background, so I couldn't hear anything. I don't know whether that was CNN, Fox News, whatever, but they were showing this clip, and I just heard pow, 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 like 8 different shots, and after the second one,
saw it live?
No, it was like a recording.
Oh.
But that's what I'm saying. I don't know if it was Fox News, like CNN, NBC, whatever. It was just like it looked like it came from like a news outlet. Yeah. And it looked like he was, I think it was like giving a speech in Pennsylvania or something, right?
Yeah.
And then I just hear, bah! And then that's all I heard. And then he turned to the side, he grabbed his ear, he did this, and he ducked to the floor. And you just hear like 7 more shots. Da, 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 da. And then,
I have a theory that I think is fake, bro.
Why do you think it's fake?
I don't know. The fool shot 8 rounds, bro. And didn't hit any.
Like, how did he not hit him? That's what you're saying?
Just the ear.
Yeah.
And then Trump was like down there for like 5 seconds, 6 seconds. I was just like, bro.
I mean, honestly, at the end of the day, bro, I wouldn't be surprised. Like, okay, let's say he did get shot, because, like, I wouldn't doubt it, right? As much as he has a lot of followers, he must have a lot of haters, you know, people who don't really like him and stuff, right? So, but at the end of the day, like, who's gonna be able to sneak in a firearm to one of his rallies, you know?
Yeah.
For starters.
Well, it's from a distance, no?
Yeah.
Like, it was a sniper or something like that, no?
I just heard pop, pop, pop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's what
So
I'm
it
saying.
could have been anything. Like I'm not an expert in guns, so I don't know.
I mean, but you be saying, bro, that you be knowing because the Bay, we're in the Bay right now.
Yeah, we're in the Bay.
We're in the Bay, and you said what's normal around here, bro?
That's what?
You said what's normal around here? Like you said that some food supposedly that the cops don't give a fuck, or like.
Well, yeah.
What's the difference? What do you think is the difference from the Bay and LA? Because I came from LA, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, what's the difference from like the Bay and LA in your experience?
I feel like the swagger is a little different, bro.
What? Oh,
Swagger,
why do you feel that?
I don't know, bro. Like, I feel like, so I'll tell you, bro, because growing up, bro, like, so I was like in middle school, bro. I used to go to LA to like visit my tia and my uncle, whatever, right?
Yeah.
And this is like the early 2000s, bro. I feel like people in LA were still talking about like, what's up, Holmes? What's up, Bessie?
Okay.
And then here, up here in the Bay, they're like, what do you do, boo? You know, it's just like, you know what I'm saying? It's a little different, but like, the swagger's a little different, you know what I mean? Nowadays, I feel like they're equal, but different, bro. I don't know how to explain it. Like,
the Bay is catching up.
you feel like the Bay's catching up?
The Bay is
I feel like
catching up.
LA was catching up with the lingo, the way they dress and stuff is a little different. I feel like the Bay Area has always been more urban. You know, just like they got the J's,
More like free and like chill.
like
vibes,
colorful,
and, like,
everything,
wear.
right? And LA was always more like
you gotta watch out what you wear.
like what's up, Chicano, like a lot of Chicano pride, like what's up, best, you know? It's
Yeah,
just like,
yeah, more traditional.
more traditional. That's what I'm saying. And the Bay was like, you do you, bro? Like, in high school, bro, I used to wear like pink t-shirts, bro, with like with like Air Force Ones with the pink laces, and that was the swagger, bro. I'm sure if I went to LA, I'd talk to them, like, what the fuck's wrong with you, bro? You know, like it's just a little different.
No,
But like the Bay Area's always been a little more free. I remember when I was in college, bro, I used to have this friend. She's still my friend. Really good friend.
I know you got some crazy stories, but you gotta tell me some crazy stories.
No, but let me tell you, bro. Like my friend Clarissa, bro, she was from Calexico, bro. Like really, like a border town. She said that from, like, she could see the border from the back of her backyard. You know, it was just a little close. And then one time she came to the Bay to hang out with me and some friends, and she was like, "Dude," she's like, "That's how I know I'm in the Bay." I was like, "What do you mean?" She's like, all these colorful cars, you know, you have yellow cars, green cars, whatever. and I was like, what? The next time I went to LA, yeah, bro, people in LA just have black, white, like gray cars, you know, just very like
subtle, just
very,
straightforward.
Here in the Bay Area, bro, like growing up in the early mid 2000s, bro, we had like Buicks on 22-inch range road, like purple cars.
Also, like hydraulics and like 24-inch wheels on a punch buggy and like, bro, like.
Nah, it was a little different. We was on the scrapers, bro. No,
it was like high. It was
like
the
high feet
big ass
movement.
wheels and shit.
Like 24-inch, bro.
And like purple whips and stuff like that. But that was more seen in South Central though.
Really?
People in South Central did that. They would do like the purple whip with the Lincoln or whatever, and then just like big ass wheels.
Yeah, well, I remember in high school, bro, a whole bunch of my boys used to have Buicks, bro. Like Buicks.
Because you used to have a Mustang.
Well, that
I
was
remember when I used to
different,
pull up, bro, that yellow Mustang.
Yellow Mustang. See, that's what I'm saying. It was a yellow Mustang with a white leather interior on 22-inch convertible. It's just like, you can't get more big than that, you know what I'm saying? I didn't have the Buick, I didn't have the scraper, bro, but it was like, it's a Mustang, but I'm gonna like, you know, it's like a barrier. 22-inch range road, chrome, you know?
No, but you said at a party, that shit, they stole it or what happened?
Oh, yeah, one day, bro, so me and my boy, Eric, aka Mousy, where I was already graduated from college.
Yeah.
He graduated, and then dude was like, "Hey, bro, I'm gonna buy some girls." So we're living together, right? We had an apartment, whatever, right? And he graduated from college like a year after me. He was like, "Hey, do you mind if I invite some people over?" I'm like, "Yeah, do your thing." So what happened was, you heard that? You hear that?
Yeah, dude,
That's
what
weird,
that
bro.
is, bro, with the paper,
But well, whatever, right? I was like, "No, do your thing, bro. Like, you're graduating college, bro. Do you?" Long story short, bro, I drank a little too much too fast, so I passed out. And then by the time I woke up, bro, like, the girls that he had invited, they invited some other people. They pocket checked everybody, and they took my keys and they stole my car, bro. I was like, damn, I was pissed. And by the time I woke up, my car was gone, bro. I didn't even notice how they took it. They went in my room. They took my keys. The messed up part is that I had just changed the battery. It was like a week old. From a block away, they're like, boop, boop. That's it. They took my car, bro, rims, everything. They totaled it. It was bad. Yeah, that was like 12 years ago.
Bro, that's all bad, bro. I can only imagine like my car being like stolen, bro. I remember I went to the I went to a house event, and I lost my phone.
Yeah.
And I felt bad, bro.
Yeah.
I felt bad. Now imagine losing like your whole whip and just like.
That's all I had, bro. That's all I had to my name at the time, yeah.
Bro.
I didn't even know him, bro. He said, "Can I invite some girls?" Yeah, do your thing. And then these girls like, they kind of took advantage. They called some people. They came in like 4 cars deep, and they just pretty much pocket checked everybody. I didn't even know though. Like I was like asleep. You know?
Wait, but there were like people that were like gang banging and shit.
Yeah,
like
pretty much. Yeah. So I heard what?
There were people that were like gang banging. Like
Yeah. So I heard. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I was asleep the whole time. You know what I mean? Like
Wait, while they pulled up?
Huh?
While they pulled up?
So long story short, like my boy had bought one of those big old bottles of Grey Goose, and we're just chugging it straight at the bottle. And then at some point, I must have fell asleep, and they were like, "Dude, go to your room, bro. Like you're out, you know."
Yeah.
I went to sleep, and so the story goes is that these girls came. They got into an argument with one of the guys there over some stuff. I don't know. Yeah. And they're like, "All right, we're gonna have this whole house on lockdown, like, and no less than 5 minutes, you know." Yeah. And then these guys didn't listen. Sure enough, these guys pulled up in 4 Suburbans, bro, full of like.
That's just wild, bro. So the Bay Area really be like that, bro. That's what you're telling me.
I wouldn't say the whole Bay Area, but yeah, parts of it, bro. Yeah.
Parts of the Bay Area, bro.
Yeah, I mean, if I heard a story like that, bro, it wouldn't surprise me. You know, they came in 4 Suburbans deep. They pocket checked everybody. They had weapons. Apparently, and I mean, they went in my room. They went through my pants. They pulled out my keys. And all right,
oh, you didn't even know, bro.
I was dead asleep, bro. I was like, I was drunk, bro. Like, I had no idea. By the time I woke up, my car was gone.
That's why we gotta stay sober 2024, man.
You gotta stay sober, but you gotta stay alert. Yeah.
No, but today we put up, bro. It was a vibe. But what do we do?
So what happened, bro? Your ID didn't go through or what?
Bro, my ID didn't go through. We just went to the club, and my ID didn't even go through. So then we ended up putting up a little bit early. Back.
You gotta call the DMV and be like, "Hey, dude, like, you got some messing up my machine, dude." Like,
I know, cause yesterday I went to go get the bottom.
Yeah.
And my ID was working, and then we put up today, and that shit didn't work.
Yeah, that's crazy. I've never seen that before, bro. Like,
yeah.
But that's one of the, like, if you're Latino, bro, if you like salsa, if you like dancing, like Latin music, you gotta go Pura. That's the spot, you know? One of the spots in SF, at least, you know? Yeah. And I was just surprised that your ID didn't work. I was like, "What do you mean, bro?" I was like, I asked my cousin, dude, he's 20-something years old. Like, that's his ID. Why would he lie? And they're like, "Oh, I'm not saying he's not the one, but he said he's not working." I was like, "Come on now, you know?" That's shady, though.
That's shady, man.
Yeah.
But, yo, we're about to end it right here, bro, because it's late. I don't even know what time it is right now. It's
3:26 in the morning, but we're still doing it. So
it's 3:26 in the morning. We want to do a little quick podcast because I feel like me and him, we definitely got to redo it when we have like more time and shit.
Thanks, bro.
Bro, it's late as hell.
Well, I mean, next time, I'm just saying, bro, like, if you have, like, you know, we could do a live, and if you have all these viewers, we can answer questions, you know, like.
That'd be lit.
I'm really like an open book, bro. Like, I do got plenty of stories. I grew up I was born in Mexico. I grew up in the Bay Area, so I feel like I have a little bit of everything. You know, like some stories here, some stories there. I do have a master's degree in psychology. So, any questions you know, like you think your viewers may want to ask, like we can do that, yeah.
No, hell yeah, bro. Hey, there you go. You see, y'all gotta ask questions that y'all want here to answer.
Yeah.
Hey, and what better answer to get from a psychologist? You know what I'm saying?
Psychotherapist. Well, we'll get into that too. Yeah, we can.
Psychotherapist.
Yeah.
But yo, that was podcast number. I don't know what. I'm about to put it up here.
We'll figure it out.
But we got my boy Luis.
Yes, sir. Thanks, man. Thanks for having me over. Yeah.
No, you good, bro. You good. I will see you guys on the next one. Make sure y'all shut the clock for real, huh? But we gotta make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you guys in the next one.